Happiness through quitting. Is it doable? Let's talk about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video where we've been exploring this whole idea on quitting and how there's a right way and a hard way. And through these videos we've been exploring how quitting can be easy if we plan things out and work towards finding success after the quit. As long as there is reasoning, we can avoid that regret and we can push through to find that happiness we're looking for. And this is really what it is, happiness. Because at the end of the day, we do everything to find change, and sometimes we're forced to find change, and that's actually most of the time. And then sometimes we choose to find change, and that change in either case brings things that are great if we plan and work towards finding those opportunities, or we get pushed into the gutter and we gotta try to get out of it, and then we hate change even more, and it's just a loop of stupidness and ugliness. It's never healthy. And then the email came in where we're looking at happiness and how happiness can't really be 100% in the view of this person's eyes, and the reality is they've been going through their own self-development and they've come to some realizations, and their question is based on how does this whole purpose and happiness look, and how should it look versus the status quo. Hi Nikos, I want to thank you for your content. It has helped me a lot with my self-development. Thank you for writing that. I appreciate it. You clarify many things, including what even my counselors I have had couldn't. So you were looking for a certain way of them or things to be addressed, and you went through quite a bit of counselors from my understanding here, which sucks. I've been through that. They gave me advice that wasn't aligned to what I needed nor wanted, and I talked to a lot of people who go through the same thing there. I have a new job, boyfriend, and things are going well after 6 long, horrible years. I want to ask, what is the end goal of purpose? People always say you need to find happiness. I don't see myself ever being happy 100%. It depresses me to think about it. So in the end goal of purpose happiness, or is the end goal of purpose happiness, do you quit things when they don't provide happiness? And look, the idea is simple here. Purpose will bring happiness because purpose brings results. Purpose brings a definition of who you are, and if you continually work through it, your winning mentality picks up, and all of a sudden you're smashing all these little goals that lead you to that big goal, and that self-satisfaction turns into happiness as you find who you are in the process. The idea that, people will say, oh, it's being like 100% happy 100% of the time, that's incredibly false. And those are all the positive people usually that I've met in my life that try to maintain positivity, and then they eventually hit a block wall and they crash, because the reality is that it's not doable. You can't be positive 100% of the time, and you can't be happy 100% of the time. Life happens. Very simple. It happens. And emotions are there, and we have to take care of those emotions. We have to hug them and squeeze them and tell them we're there and we love them, so that we can let them go and we can return back to being the people we know we are. And the reality is stepping back up to the plate to bat again. That's what it is after you've been hit in the head with the ball. It's being able to be courageous enough to get back on and moving. Not like this, but as time allows you to, based on how your emotions allow you to. Purpose helps you get there quicker because you have that mission in yourself to achieve that end goal you've been looking for. Along the way, we are able to structure ourselves, and our life has to start aligning to that in order to see the success, and as such, all those bad negative things tend to fall off, and all the positive good things tend to stick around. People who are negative tend to go, and positive people tend to come. It's very simple. You're not entertaining certain things that allows all that negative nastiness to come in, and so it has to leave. If you're not enabling it, well then incoming, and in this process you're enabling success, that winning mentality. So naturally happiness comes into the picture and you start being happy, and of course you can't be 100% of the time happy. Life happens. And the second question, do you quit things when they don't provide happiness? Well, no, it's not how it works. Some things you can't quit. If you have a kid that's a troublemaker, or worse, a kid that's sick, you can't just be like, okay, you're not making me happy, so shush, you're out. No, you can't. No. Some people have done that, not many, but some have, and the reality is that, we're humans. We don't usually do that. And those are extreme examples, of course, but just because your kid is causing issues, you're not going to kick him to the curb. You're going to have to deal with those emotions. And this is the same goes with friends, family, and anybody else in your life. When it comes to things, we can, get rid of them. Like if this phone wasn't making me extremely happy, I'd get rid of it. I've done that before. It's easy. Just spend $500 and it's gone. It's easy to do certain things that are tangible, are even easier, but when they're not tangible, they're harder to do. And yeah, sometimes you have to make critical decisions based on what's happening in your life. And is it based on happiness though? No, it's based on what's best for the moment for you in order to achieve what you need to achieve with your purpose. And sometimes you need to address that, and you have to accommodate the things that are needed in your life that need accommodation. And an example would be people in your life where you need to accommodate for them. On the other hand, you might have to accommodate for stuff like this breaking and not working the way you need it to work, and you want something else because cash flow isn't there and you can't just replace it. Or you don't want to step down and get a crappier phone because, you like the fact that it's that kind of a phone, I guess. Example. The process is that yes, we want to bring happier things in our lives, but we can only do that when we are aligned with ourselves, understanding what is it that we truly need to be happy with. And the reality is that you can spend all the money in the world and you can make as many changes as you can, but if you're not aligned with yourself, you don't really know fully what's going on deep down inside. If you're not working towards that mission and purpose in your life, sticking to your integrity, sticking to your values and the principles you live by, well, how do you expect to find and make the right decisions on those opportunities every single time? You can't, because you don't actually know 100% what happy is. And this is by default. When you're working on your mission and purpose in life, you will find that definition of happiness to you, and it's different to people. My mom will see that I'm working so hard and she's like, I don't know why you do it. You could just go get a nice full-time teaching job, get married, have kids, and and I sit there and I go, well, I like doing what I do. She's like, well, you work every night. I have to work every night. Like, this is the thing. I have to. And that's the reality. My one aunt says the same thing. I have a couple cousins say the same thing. I have friends that say the same thing. Then I have the other side of people who understand where I'm coming from because they've lived it, and they're like, carry on, brother, keep going. And they encourage me to keep going. The reality is that we define happiness based on what we see as happy, based on that movement forward towards that mission and purpose in life that we are looking to find and achieve and really hit a home run on. So don't look at it as a black and white kind of thing, but rather look at it for the color that exists in the middle, because reality is you're moving forward with your life. Things are getting better, and yes, you might have some more up and downs as you go, but you're moving forward in a great direction. So keep doing it. Keep doing the things you're doing. Keep learning. Keep trying to find yourself and stick to that purpose that you have found. My name is Nicholas Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. Of course, leave your story below so that you can share what has occurred to you that's similar, or maybe your advice, because who knows, somebody might be reading that comment, they might relate, and you might help change